Charlie Wilder, how in the devil did you come up with this idea?
I don't know. I just kind of got bored of being inside doing nothing, and I was like, well, it started actually. Let me gather my thoughts. So, it started out. I was bored, so I decided to do some yard work and stuff, blowing leaves and stuff. But then I got bored of that quickly, so then I was like, hey, why don't I dig a hole and maybe turn it into a tunnel? I know it's not really a realistic plan, but I mean, look at me now. I don't really know where I get this power to be able to do things and not quit, which I haven't even thought about yet. But let me get back to the story. So I chose a spot in the woods and started to dig, and then I realized this is the worst possible spot I could be digging. It's surrounded by trees. So then I quickly quit that plan and came over here and started digging. And I thought it was a nice place because there's nothing really in the way, no tree roots or anything. And so I started digging, and I've never really done anything like this before. My only experience literally for digging is at the beach. When I'd get bored on the beach, I'd start digging. And when I was younger, my dad would dig holes. But usually we'd come close to water, but obviously there's no water nearly yet. Unless I wanted to make like a well. Yeah, but I'm so everywhere on my thoughts. But let's see. So I've kind of developed a setup because as it got deeper, it's gotten more difficult for me. Obviously the shovel won't fit down there, so I've been having to go down and scoop it up and put it in the bucket. And what I've been doing is I'm trying to expand the space, and I added an extra step because as I was doing this, I was like, how am I gonna get out? So and strangely enough, I haven't really run into any bugs until I was actually digging that small step, but no worms, nothing. Honestly, I think if I keep this up, it's gonna get somewhere. I mean, I'm kind of making up my plan as I go. I'm planning to use wood and to secure the walls, and then maybe it'll be 7 feet down, 1 foot of ground above it. And if it caves in, it probably wouldn't be as dangerous, hopefully, because it's only a foot of dirt. I mean, sure, you'd fall, but it wouldn't be that bad. So it's been an interesting experience especially since I haven't really done anything like this. But yeah, it's fun. It's hard work, and I'm definitely getting stronger by doing this. Also, this isn't the first thing I've done sort of like this. I started a tree house and got bored due to I made a platform. It was going to be a tree house, but I got bored due to the fact that I felt too limited to have creative freedom, because I had this huge plan to have 3 floors and everything, but as I went up, I realized the trees weren't sturdy enough for me to continue going up, so that kind of stunk. And also the fact that there's no other trees with big enough tree branches and everything.
So, Charlie Wilder, tell me how gratifying this can personally be for you.
It's not really the most people probably wouldn't think of this as fun, but for me it's fun. It's kind of satisfying. Well, it's probably more satisfying for other people to see, because it's kind of hard for me to notice the difference as I get further into this. But occasionally I'll step back and say, wow, did I really do this? But then that's as far as I get, because I can't stay focused enough on my own thoughts to continue with that, so I just go back to work. But anyways, but most people, ideal form of entertainment is probably just watching a movie or something, or actually building stuff. This is kind of building stuff, I guess, technically, but it's fun, because I'm getting to choose what I do with it. And that's the positives of this, doing it by myself. The negatives, of course, is that I'm doing it by myself. I have no advice, and I'm having to do all the hard work. But it kind of pays off because I get time to myself, which can kind of be a little weird. But I've got my phone, I've got music, I'm fine.
Well, Henry Wilder, it's that glorious time in Alabama, Thanksgiving weekend, and the 2018 Iron Bowl. The numbers are there. The lucky numbers are there. 7 and 11. Auburn with a record of 7 and 4. Bama with a record of 11 and 0. Looking back on the season, what stands out in your estimation of a good season for both teams?
This season has definitely been a disappointment for Auburn, but today they can make up for it, beating the number 1 team in the country. Auburn is 7 and 4, and a couple of those losses have been very disappointing. And Auburn looks to bounce back today against Alabama. And Alabama has had an incredible season, as they are 11 and 0, obviously, with some great wins.
We got Gus versus Nick. Nick with a bag of many tricks in this game of coaching. How much of an impetus are the coaches going to play in this game today?
The coaches will have an effect in the game. Gus Malzahn is the only active coach in the SEC who has beaten Nick Saban. So that will definitely play an effect, as he's really the only person who has had any success with him lately. But Nick Saban obviously is one of the greatest coaches ever, as he brings success with him wherever he goes.
High or low score today?
I think it'll be a bit more high scoring than we think, or than the experts might think. I think it'd be over under total.
Any bit of an upset brewing today? Can you feel anything in you that might produce an upset today?
I'm not sure. I might think that there'd be an upset if it were in Auburn, but being in Tuscaloosa and with the quarterback play of Alabama and their coaching, I don't know if it'll happen.
Always great to catch up with this sidekick reporter up here in the great states of Alabama on Lake Martin. Happy Thanksgiving there.
Happy Thanksgiving, Cos.
All right.